Hello, traders. How are you? Patience pays. And I want to talk about what I see developing in the euro. So you guys know I was looking at this 1750 as a pivot level, and we had a nice little bounce off of it from yesterday. But I'm looking for this wedge to be tested out next week. And if I have RSI readings over 30 going into it, I think between 1720, 1710, I'm going to be looking at the long side of euro for a rally above this high. So it could be a nice setup there. Looking at the Dixie, pretty much the same setup. Maybe we go to, 93.30, something like that. I'm looking for a lower high. I'm not looking for this high to be taken out. And then I'm looking for something like this from up here. So it could be a nice swing trade. It's not the beginning of a dollar crash, in my view, but it could be one more wave that takes us back down towards 91, 90.80. Here's your, 90.90, 61.8 back. So it's my view that we're going to get some type of low here in the next few days, usually on a turnaround Tuesday is the possibility for that. So 92.90 is last. So let's see what happens going into next week. The yen's been very tricky. Looked like it broke down. Now it looks like it's going to break out. I'm neutral, although you have to say the 10-year yield's pushing up here, and it's having a little impact on NASDAQ. NASDAQ fought its way back from the low earlier in the week, and we put in a higher low here. And to me, this is a big line in the sand, 15,300 in NASDAQ. If we take that out, I think we're looking at 15,000 around the corner, and it will start to look more and more like some type of top is happening. As you can see on this bounce, so far we haven't even touched the 61.8 back level, and actually the S&Ps haven't even retraced to the 50% level, and 61.8 would be 4507. So less relative strength in the S&Ps than in NASDAQ, and this recovery so far doesn't seem to have the same type of bounce that we had off prior recoveries, where you really kind of just jet out of here. And I'm not saying that we can't try for a higher retracement level, but I'm still thinking that the evidence is now building for a top for a minimum of a 10% correction, which would take you down to, I believe, about the 4,100 level, where we have some moving averages coming in. Here's 4,000 on the weekly, and on the daily, here you go. Here's your 200-day, 4,130. So, I don't see why that would damage the bull market, and I think that would just be the first leg of what's happening here. So we start taking out this week's lows, which held this 50-day moving average, even though it traded a little bit above it. Everyone's looking at this 50-day coming in at 440.90. 440.9. So we're 24 handles above it right now going into the end of the week. So I think that we could maybe next week we're going to take it out if the dollar turns. Seems like the market doesn't mind a strong dollar. It's marched to record highs with the dollar rallying since the beginning of the year, when the whole world was bearish a dollar. Okay, and that would be this low that we got in the dollar at the beginning of the year. And now people are getting pretty excited about the dollar. So I think we're going to get this pullback here. This is going to be a nice little dollar buy down here going into most likely the end of the year. Mitch McConnell is playing hardball with the debt ceiling. Everyone's just saying, oh, it'll just be like everything. They'll wait till the last minute and do it. I don't know. In this environment, it's possible they could end up having a government shutdown. It would definitely put the kibosh on any kind of infrastructure deal. And the government, I believe Yellen was saying, suspend the ceiling or raise it. And something about by the end of the month, the Treasury is going to have to do what all of us have to do at times, and tighten our belts, and not going to have their printing press to finance everything. I want to take a quick look at Canada because I'd like to sell this market next week with the dollar making new highs. I still think that we're going to get a trip down to 23 to 22. The Aussie, I'd like to be a buyer next week around 72.20. In fact, Aussie's starting to hold up a little better than the euro. And I think we're going to put in a lower high here, higher low here, and then get a rally back to 76 during the next period of weakness in the US dollar. Here's the gold. So the forecast was accurate. It was, in fact, a great recommendation or trading suggestion the day before the gold collapse at 1797, 1798. And I was talking about us possibly putting in a right shoulder. Now, you could predict price, and it's not just getting to the price, it's also how it gets to the price. So did I just jump in and buy it yesterday at this level? No, I didn't. I want to see it do some work. I want to see some new lows without momentum confirming like it did here on this break. Momentum was all the way down to, oh God, is that true? Under 10. So, a lot of momentum to the downside. So I'm going to let it do some work. And part of the thesis was that gold would make a higher low, which so far has happened, right? And that silver could make a lower low, which we're on the verge of doing right here. Okay, so silver still being the weak sister relative strength, weakness as expressed in the gold silver ratio, really exploding, looking to make new highs, and silver being punished for possible some economic weakness coming down the line. Crude's down today. It's an I don't know trade for me. And here's the S&Ps again, shorter term, starting to roll over. See what a weak rally it was so far, and we take out this 44.40 level. People will start getting bearish under this low at 340. That's when I think some of the bears will say, well, yeah, looks like we're going to have a correction. And the VIX is trying. It's not exploding, but to me, it looks like we had a nice move here from the 1580 levels to 21, and we're consolidating, and we could make a move. And once we get above 24, I think you're talking about a move up into the 30 range. So keep an eye on that. I know that a lot of people have been talking about corrections for a while. If you think of a battleship, it takes a while to turn it around. So we're getting some weakness in the crypto space today in Bitcoin. And, since this El Salvador day where Bitcoin dropped 10%, to me, it looks corrective. And I think we're heading lower, maybe to the low 30s. And this is a little different than what I've been seeing for a while. Like Bitcoin's down 0.8% and Ethereum's down 3%. So, it's one of the first times I've seen relative weakness coming into Ethereum. I actually think that, we could get a pullback to these lows. 2550 is going to be important, but down here, I'd be interested in Ethereum. So I'm not sure what the crypto news is on it. And now that we have an open, I noticed yesterday that Microsoft had almost made a new high. Let's take a look. You guys know I've been negative Apple since a rising wedge, and we had a breakdown this week. Here's Tesla still, grinding. Amazon, still trying to fill the gap, hasn't been able to. Maybe this is a failing rally. And Microsoft didn't quite get to a new high yesterday, and we're diverging. Even if it tries it, it missed it by about, what was the high here? 305.30, and the prior high was 305.80. So perhaps a double top. Take a look at Google, looking at FANGs. looks to be rolling over a bit, and Facebook has looked heavy to me and on the verge of challenging a little bit lower the 50-day. Under the 50-day, the 200 comes into play. So I think there's going to be some nice swing setups next week. I hope that these live streams are adding value to what you're trying to accomplish as a trader. I encourage everyone to come into our platform at www.tradegatehub.com, share your ideas, ask me questions while I'm doing the live stream. I also post outside of live stream hours some ideas and trades that you might be interested in. So I encourage you to come. It's our mission to build up and edify traders every day. So I'll be with you every day from now on, except on the weekends. So have a great weekend, everyone. Do your work, plan your trades over the weekend. Just like we were talking about today, planning a trade. I already know what I'm going to do in a few different markets. I've shared it with you. So I'm not just trading on the fly and impulse trading and saying, well, I'll give that a shot, or that looks good. I already have all my reasons and contingencies, because what you have to do as a trader is know why you're getting in. I also really strongly recommend journaling and writing these things down. Why are you getting in? Is it a wedge? Is there divergence? Is there moving averages? Write down all the contingencies so you know why you're getting in and where. So then you know where you're wrong if those contingencies are negated. So then you've defined your risk, you put in hard stops, and you've defined your risk. And then you also have to know, well, when I'm right, if I'm right, when I'm right, what am I looking for? What's the potential on the trade? And then you come up with your risk reward. So, and always remember, take partial profits when offered, because it's not a profit till you take it. It's just paper. And this is it, signing off. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and look forward to another great week with you, my viewers, next week. So have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Football's back, and I'll see everyone on Monday. Adios.